A lone warrior rises from the northern wilds of the 17th century Ezo. Not a noble samurai, but a haunted mercenary turned vengeful spirit. This is Ghost of Yōtei. 6 names, 6 sins, 6 reasons to haunt the night. Let's see what ghosts still linger in Sucker Punch's newest legend. Let's check it out. The first thing that hits you isn't the blade, it's the silence. Hokkaido's mountains stretch forever, wrapped in snow that hides both beauty and blood. Traversal's more vertical too, cliffs, ledges, and grappling points that make exploration feel freer and riskier. Our protagonist, Atsu, was once a mercenary bound by coin, but when her family is massacred by the Yotei 6 warlords who carved tyranny across the land, she's reborn as an onryo, or ghost, a spirit driven purely by vengeance. The world feels alive, yet lonely. Wolves prowl, wind howls through shrines, and the sun barely cuts through the mist. It's a place that remembers everything, reopening old wounds. Ghost of Tsushima was a study in balance and finesse. Yotei, however, thrives on pressure. It's about relentless, unyielding pressure. You've got great swords for raw impact, spears for reach, dual katanas for speed, and even primitive firearms for the truly desperate. The result? A system that rewards aggression but punishes hesitation. Yet with every new system comes another button combo. At first, it feels like juggling swords mid-air. Thankfully, pacing helps. Tutorials drip feed skills until you feel fluent, not frantic. You go from button mashing to composing a storm. Every hit, another beat in your samurai mixtape. Speaking of mixtapes, Yotei comes with a gameplay option called Watanabe mode, named after Shinichiro Watanabe, the legendary director behind Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo. It swaps out the classic Japanese score for smooth lo-fi beats. Trust me, flip it on sometime. The beats are fire. Stealth still matters, crouching through snowfields, blending into colorful brush. Yotei says it supports stealth, but every mission ends with me setting half the island on fire. If you're into stealth games, what's your favorite? And why is it Dishonored 2? Beneath all the duels lies a story about what vengeance costs. Each member of the Yotei 6 isn't just a boss, they're a sin made flesh. Greed, wrath, betrayal, loyalty, ambition, pride. Defeating them feels less like triumph and more like losing another piece of your soul. Among the Yotei 6, the spider stands out for me. He lives up to his name, sometimes a little too well. Alongside his brother, the dragon, he shapes much of Yotei's later story. Both are sons of Lord Saito, Ezo's ruling powerhouse. And yeah, if you thought your family dinners were awkward, try sitting at theirs.
Yes, father. As you command.
Atsu's companions, the so-called Wolf Pack. As you wander across Ezo, you'll meet new members of the Wolf Pack, each with their own purpose. Genji upgrades your armor, Ron handles your bows, and Ina is your go-to for gadgets and gear. There's Taro, a slippery merchant with a grin and a deal, showing up wherever trouble isn't. He's everywhere and nowhere at the same time, and honestly, kind of annoying. Remember when I said Taro's never around trouble? That's a lie. This scrub didn't help me at all, man. The visuals, unreal. Every frame feels hand-painted. But for all its beauty, the conversation around Ghost of Yōtei didn't end with visuals. Atsu's appearance became its own battlefield online. Sucker Punch was described as emphasizing DEI principles, with some labeling the studio as woke. Audiences accustomed to stylized, hyper-polished protagonists called her plain, while others praised her restraint, saying it felt refreshingly real, like someone pulled from the country's own folklore rather than a marketing boardroom. Atsu's not carved from marble or myth. She's weathered and real. Her design leans practical, layered robes, worn armor. Her eyes are sharp, tired, human, striking, but grounded. Atsu looks like someone who's fought too long to care about looking heroic. Rather than debating over aesthetics, the real conversation should be about how Ghost of Yōtei translates Eastern storytelling through a Western lens. It's a case study on the age-old friction between Western spectacle and Eastern subtlety. Where the West often romanticizes empowerment and idealism, the East tends to romanticize endurance and stillness. In many Eastern narratives, strength isn't portrayed as dominance or control. It's portrayed as resilience, the ability to endure suffering, accept impermanence, and persevere with grace, even when victory feels hollow. And when that strength reaches its quietest point, something else begins to take over. Humility. It isn't just a virtue, it's where the story stops fighting and finally feels. The hero doesn't triumph over the world, they find peace within it, often through sacrifice or surrender. So when they say the East tends to romanticize endurance and humility, what they're really saying is, the beauty isn't in conquering the storm, it's in walking through it without losing yourself. Considering it's a Western production, Ghost of Yōtei captures this sentiment surprisingly well. Atsu became the accidental mascot of a cultural divide. Some called it woke, others called it authentic, but in truth, it was neither political nor performative. It was just honest. And maybe that's what unsettled people. Atsu was never meant to symbolize strength through dominance, but rather endurance through chaos. Her character exposes the contrast in storytelling philosophies. Western games chasing cinematic grandeur, Eastern games chasing spiritual resonance. Yotei stands somewhere in the middle, and maybe that's why everyone sees something different when they look at Atsu. In the end, Ghost of Yōtei isn't just a story about vengeance, it's about what vengeance leaves behind. Atsu's journey through snow and silence feels less like a quest and more like a penance. It's brutal, beautiful, and deeply human. The world may test your patience, but it rewards your persistence. And for all its controversy, Ghost of Yōtei earns its scars. Thanks for watching, and as always, remember to save your progress before vengeance turns to memory.